And now I'm taking over for the day, 'cause I can be what you wanna be.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Linda Marin Sanchez, Makeupbysanchez on Instagram. So thank you for joining me today. I upload weekly makeup videos. I talk a lot and I'm very awkward. If you're not new here, welcome back Sanchez Squad. Thanks for coming back again this week. In this video I'm going to show you basically my daily makeup routine. So this is the makeup look I will do on a normal everyday day. I'm actually show you how I just get ready, and this is also the products I use 9 out of the 10 times. So on a day that I'm actually at home, I probably not even wear makeup, but if I go out, if I go to town, for example today I'm gonna go lunch with my friend, I want to look a little bit, you know, nice, so I will put on a little bit of makeup, and this is then what I will do every single time. Like, well, not every single time, but 99% out of the time I will do this. It's quick, it's simple, it will literally take me like 20 minutes and you still have everything done. So if you want to see how I created this look, make sure to keep on watching and click the little thumbs up already, and make sure to subscribe while you're here. And I'm already talking way too much, so let's get started. So I have my water bottle right here. I always have water with me when I do my makeup because I need to stay hydrated, obviously. First I'm grabbing my Charlotte Tilbury moisturizer, which is a very nice moisturizer actually. I don't even know if it's oil free, but I've been using it for the last, I think for the last 2 weeks now. And so far it is doing very well. It doesn't break me out, I think. So let's hope it's gonna stay like this, because I really like the moisturizer. On a normal day that I'm getting ready for the day, I always start with my brows first, because I feel like my brows always is the most precision thing. It takes me the most time to do my brows, and if your brows are perfect, that like defines your whole look. So I want my brows to be perfect, so that's why I always start with my brows. I have been using this soap brow and I really like it. I'm starting to get really into the like bushy model hairy brows. I really like it. So I saw Nikki makeup. She is amazing. She is like the queen. This is her work. She is so good. She always uses soap brow and she always have like the signature hairy brow. So I ordered this. It's only like 12 pounds I think. It comes with 2 basic spoolies and it's basically a soap. That's what it is. So yeah, you pay 12 pounds for a soap, but it works really well. When the like soap thing started to become a thing, I've been buying soaps, which works as well, but it can be, yeah, it can be tricky to get the right soap to do your brows with. And with this one, you just know it works. I think it's a good price and it's amazing. Nikki makeup always gets a little bit of her Urban Decay All Nighter spray, and she sprays it like directly in the pen, even though on the instructions it clearly says do not spray it direct in your soap. She does it and it looks great, so that's why I'm doing it as well. I'm getting the spoolie and I'm just scratching that in the soap, and then you get the product on there. Make sure your spoolie is clean. So I always do the soap brow first, and if I want to have any products in there, I do the after. So all I'm doing is I'm just brushing them up, and you keep brushing them up till you have the shape you want. And once you have the shape you want, you just let it like dry for 1 minute. Instantly it's gonna give you that shape. Some people are not into this, and that's fine. If you're not into like messy brows or like spiky brows, just go for your normal brow. But with a natural look, I really like this. So this is the shape I'm going for. Now I'm going to let that dry for like a minute, and then I'm gonna fill in any areas that needs to be filled in. So I'm just letting this dry. It's a kind of magic. Then next I'm getting this brow product, which is from Loreal, and it's the Unbelievable Brow Tint. It's a very liquid brow product, as you can see. If you let this brow product dry, you have to apply it, you have to let it dry for 90 seconds, and once it is dry, it will be smudge proof, waterproof, it will be not going anywhere. I've posted a video on my Instagram if you want to see more about it, but the reason why I'm using this today is because it's so liquid. You can make really thin lines. So I'm gonna make hair strokes between the areas that is a bit sparse. So you can see around here it's a little bit sparse, around there. So I'm just getting a bit of product. If you're doing this, make sure you use a really light hand. So when you make the hair strokes, don't put any pressure on there. Be super gentle, because you don't want to have like really thick lines. You want them to look really thin and really natural. You want a separate spoolie to brush that brow product through your brow. In the meantime, while I was doing my brows, it gave my moisturizer a chance to like sink into my skin, which is really important. You always want to make sure it has sink into your skin before you start with the foundation. Otherwise, your foundation will start like sliding off your face, or it will start like breaking. Give your moisturizer a minute, babe. Because I'm showing like my daily makeup routine, I want to make sure to use the products that I actually always use on a daily basis. So foundation wise, I always use the Born This Way foundation from Too Faced, because for a daytime foundation, that one is really nice because it's gonna give you the coverage, but it's not gonna look like cakey or dry. It's just a really nice daily foundation. Make sure your beauty blender is damp, but make sure it's not too wet, because if your beauty blender is too damp, it's really gonna work against you, because again, your foundation will start breaking on your face. And a bit more around my scar area. So then for a bit more coverage, I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay All Night Concealer, because even though this foundation gives you good coverage, it still does not cover those like very annoying like scar areas, which are, for example, you can still see this one, you can still see that one. So I'm using this concealer on top of the foundation. That way it's really gonna give you that good coverage. This concealer is amazing if you have any like scar issues, because the covering is like, look, the coverage is so good. Make sure you dab that into the skin. Don't start rubbing it in, because then you start like moving your foundation and moving your concealer, so it's not gonna cover if you're gonna rub it. So always make sure to dab the concealer on top of the foundation. You can see how everything just disappears. How good! I think it's better to use a bit less foundation and then use a concealer to get that full coverage, then use like loads of foundation to have like full coverage face. I'm gonna just let it sink in again for a bit, and then I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape for under my eyes and for on top of my eyes. So I'm gonna go in for a little bit under the eyes, not too much, because it's just a really easy like daytime look. And this is what I always, well, if I'm not going anywhere, I will not even wear makeup. But for example, today I'm just gonna meet my friends for lunch. It always feels me more motivated for the day. Like if I go out and I look like a mess and I feel like I look a bit groggy, I will feel groggy and I will feel like for the rest of the day. But if I, you know, just get ready a bit, get a bit of makeup on my face, put some nice clothes on, I always feel so much better, and I feel like I achieve so much more during the day. Like, it's weird. So Shape Tape is worth the hype. I just want to tell you that. It is such a nice concealer, and it doesn't crease, it doesn't get dry, and still giving you the like good coverage on your eyes. And this is my concealer and my foundation done. Now I'm going to set my face, and my favorite setting powder lately has been the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. Try to remember that one. No joke, I will write it down. It's a really nice pressed powder. How I like to use it is actually with my sponge as well. So I'm just going into the powder, and then I'm just dabbing that on the face to set everything. So for under the eye, I'm gonna use like the pointy side of the sponge, and I'm just going to dab that under my eye, the powder. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but the sponge is from Queen Tarte. It's really good. So now that everything is settled, I'm gonna go in with bronzer and blusher. For bronzer and blush, I'm using the Chloe and Malika Bff palette from Becca. They have collaborated with Becca and brought out their like BFF collaboration. This is how it looks like. This is the one from Malika. So it has a nice bronzer in there, it has 2 blushes in there, and a really subtle highlighter. The highlighter is really subtle, so I just use this for a bit of a glow, but I don't use it as a highlighter. But I do really like those blushes and the bronzer because it has a nice bit of, you know, glow in it. So I'm grabbing this brush from Benefit, it's the Hula brush, and I'm just starting to bronze everything up. Again, don't put too much pressure, just very gently bronze up the face. Grabbing a bit of both of the blushes, and I'm just adding these to the apple of my cheeks. Then I always like to set my face, and I'm using the Decay All Night Spray, which is always the best setting spray. Just let that dry. Don't make any facial expressions while you let that dry, because then you will create lights. So just have a resting bitch face and just don't talk. Once this is all set, I'm gonna go in with probably one of my most used highlighter, because this is the only highlighter that I actually hit pen. I have a drawer there, and probably my fullest drawer, stupid word, but this is the only highlighter that is going, and I'm really sad because I think it's a limited edition. It's the Urban Decay Kristen Leanne collaboration highlighter. So for my highlighter, I'm using this brush from Sigma, and it's the F03 brush. I'm getting this gold one, clearly, and then, oh, it's so nice, look. Ooh, she may be the reason. No, no, no. I wonder how long it's gonna take before highlighter is gonna go out of fashion. Because if you look at old video clips, highlighter was never a thing. So I wonder how long it's gonna be a thing. In my head, I feel it will be a thing forever. But then you always think that there's a certain style and everyone loves it and everyone does it. But then if you look like 10 years later back on it, you think, what was I thinking? So I wonder if in 10 years we're gonna look back on our pictures and we're gonna think, why is she a disco ball? I like it. So how I do my eyes is really simple on a normal day. What I've been using ever since I've got it in is the eye pencil, and it's from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the classic eye powder pencil, and I'm not sure in what color it is because I don't think it says it. I think it's just the classic. I think that's the name. It's just a really simple brown eye pencil, but it's so nice because it blends out so soft, so it just gives you that really natural eye look. I'm just grabbing this clean blending brush, and first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set my eye. So I'm grabbing a bit of that powder, and I'm gonna make sure that that is all over the eyelid. That way you're not gonna see like any creases and like concealer lines and things like that. Then I always like to get out my Hoola bronzer from Benefit, grabbing another blending brush. This one is from Zoeva. It's the Luxe Soft Crease Brush 221. I'm just grabbing a bit of the bronzer and I'm going to apply that just a bit all over my crease and in the corners of my eyelids. Bringing that all the way up in the corners, quite high. Just gonna bring a bit more definition to your eyes. Also, on my lower lash line a bit. That's it. So I'm literally just gonna do that. Then I'm grabbing this pencil from Charlotte Tilbury. All I'm gonna do is just apply it on my waterline. And then also a tiny bit like under my waterline, so on the skin there. Then I'm grabbing a tiny little blending brush. This one is from bhcosmetics. It's number 10. And I'm just going to blend out that waterline and that pencil under my lower lash line. And I'm just gonna smoke that up really softly. Again, I'm not putting a lot of pressure while I'm doing this. I'm just really gently I'm just gonna add it on the waterline again, because while you're blending that out, it can remove it from the waterline. So I'm only going to reapply that on the waterline, and then I'm gonna keep it like this. Also, for the top, I'm going to apply the pencil on the, almost like between my lashes. So really thin line. Grabbing that small blending brush again. And then again, with no pressure, I'm just blending out the pencil. Now that we've done that, I'm just grabbing the highlighter again. I'm gonna go in with that same gold one and just apply that a little bit on the rest of the lid. Also a little bit under the brows. And in the corners of my eyes. For mascara, I'm using the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara, which is a really good mascara. I want to make sure my lashes really stand out. So I'm applying quite a lot of mascara, a few layers. And I really like a lot on my lower lashes. Everyone always says that I make it really like clumpy under my lower lashes. But I quite like clumpy lashes. I don't like spider lashes, like, you know, when they're all like together and you basically have like 3 lashes. I don't like that because it just makes it look like you have a lot more lashes over there, you know? Now that we are all done with the eyes and the mascara is on there, I'm going to finish up this look with my lips. For my lip liner, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat Liner in Pillow Talk, which is a really nice nude liner. I like to fill in my lips a little bit with a liner, but not completely. And then for lipstick, again, Charlotte Tilbury. This is the pink Penelope pink lipstick. It's quite a glossy nude. And so it looks pretty semi-matte. Like, it doesn't look really shiny, but it also doesn't look really matte. And that's exactly how I like it, because on a normal day I will not wear a matte lipstick because first off, you can't reapply it, and I always get one of those lines in there, so it doesn't look right. So I always use a lipstick, like a really nice smooth lipstick. One you can just keep reapplying, you know. That's why I apply the lip liner first. So if your lipstick starts to fade a little because you're like eating or drinking or talking, you will still see the lip liner, so it doesn't look like suddenly your lipstick is like half gone. It just gets a bit lighter and you can just reapply it again. I just bring my lipstick and my lip liner with me, and if you know I really need to reapply it, I can always go in with my lip liner again. But throughout the day I just keep applying a bit more lipstick when I need to. And yeah, so this is probably the look I go for on a normal everyday day. It's simple, it's quick, and I feel like it's still nice and glam, and you know, I feel like it really brings out my features in my face. Like it brings out my eyebrows, it brings out my eyes, it brings out my cheekbones. So I think this is a perfect everyday look. For my hair, I never really do something with my hair, so I probably just like keep it down, or I just put it in a ponytail and that's it. I don't want to spend any more time on getting ready than I already do. In the comments, let me know what you think of this look. If you enjoyed today's video, if this is a look you would do yourself, or maybe you think it's still too much for you on a daily basis, or maybe you think it's not enough for you on a daily basis. You know, maybe you go full glam on a Tuesday morning. Possible, no judgments, never. So yeah, just let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching today, and I hope to see you next week with my new video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Also, if you click like the little bell down below, you will get a notification every time I upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week with my new video. Mwah!